Yes, indeed. Simbare vanhu muchariona, because Triple C is going to be in government this year when the elections are over. Simbare vanhu vichaonekwa kuti vanhu vaneta, vanhu are fed up, people are tired of corruption, people are tired of looting, people are tired of the misgovernance that we have been subjected to by ZANU-PF for the past 40 or so odd years. It's a very warm welcome. We welcome you, our listeners and viewers, to our weekly review, where we take a look at the topics that made the headlines on Change Radio News over the past week. My name is Sophia Tekwani. I'm joined this evening by a full house. I will allow them to introduce themselves, starting with Champion Loveness.
Thank you very much, Leader Sophie. Tinoti manheru akanaka mangwanani maswera sei matimana ose enyika vadiwa vateereri. Tinokugamuchirai pechirongwa chedu chechange radio. Zita rangu ndinoitwa Loveness Kanjiva kwagotora. Ndinonzwa kufara kuva nemi pano pamwe chete nemafellow panelists vangu vandinavo panapa. Ndinoti makadiko matimana enyika kwamuri. Thank you, Leader Sophie.
Watinotenda Champion Loveness. DJ Prof, would you like to greet the viewers?
Thank you so much, makadi ruzhinji rweZimbabwe. Kungava kwese kwamuri pakatekeshera pasi rose. Tinoziva kuti vamwe muri kunzvimbo dziri mangwanani, vamwe muri nzvimbo dziri masikati, vamwe muri kunzvimbo dziri manheru panguva dzinoedza tiri kutaura, asi tiri kusangana pachirongwa Change Radio News Review chatinoita musi wesvondo wega pano live pasina mashowers, pasina kuti magetsi aenda. Tinoti tinokutambirai muchirongwa, tine gapu nemheremhere chakupai nhasi unoyu. Garai makateerera.
Aiwa, tine gapu nemheremhere dzatichakupai musi uno. Garai makateerera muzvionere gapu racho nemheremhere dziri kuuya. Mambo Sose, would you like to welcome the listeners and viewers?
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Zimbabweans, beautiful Zimbabweans, depending on where you are. Yeah, of course, I'm traveling. As you can see, I'm at an airport, but it doesn't stop us from doing the work that we are supposed to be doing. So I'll be joining you from here, and I'll be talking, and I apologize in advance, and I expect to be forgiven in advance for the background noise that might be there. But there's work to be done, and we have to do the work. So those who are here, please, let's share the video so that as many people as possible can come and take part in this discussion.
Thank you, Mambo Sose. It's good because at least one know what does a working economy looks like, where a working airport looks like. I remember a few days ago, airport in Harare had no electricity, and virtually there are no airplanes at the airport most of the time during the day. So it's good that we can all see what a working economy and what a working airport looks like. Yeah, thank you so much. Champion Estella, would you like to greet the viewers before we proceed?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Champion Sophia. It's an absolutely blessed weekend to you all, our Change Radio listeners. It's a pleasure to be with you once again on this week's episode of News Review, where we have an exciting lineup of stories to review with you. Let me just remind you, if you're not yet subscribed to our YouTube page, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not following us on Facebook, make sure you do follow us. And don't forget to like this program. Without much further ado, I refer you all back to Champion Sophia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Champion Estella, and thank you for that reminder. Let us all remember to like, to subscribe, and to turn on the notification so that you can know whenever there is a fresh and interesting, informative program from Change Radio that is coming up. And do remember to share the links for this particular program. Right, without taking much of your time, let's take a look at the topics that we have this evening. But before, Simbam Kandatama, Champion Loveness, would you like to read what Simbam Kandatama is saying before we go into our first topic?
He's saying this is just sadness and madness. This old man vashaya nguva and kumusha vanorima. Shona yacho yakajambwa jamba vanorima. I'm just assuming vanorima mbaire, maybe mambaira. We can't go. Yeah, we can't go no singing the music. We need new blood. That's all.
Yeah, we need new blood. We need Triple C to be in government because this old guard is clearly clueless. But
Sophie.
Yes, Chief.
Ndivanoverenga nhau ndanga achibatanidza zvese zvichitofamba ndizvo chaizvo zvachida kunyora munhu iyeyo
Katsika nevanhu vakuru panapa.
Oh, okay.
Ndiri kuona my sister Julius Kana ari pano. She's here with us. Hanzi vanhu vegokwe mukuvhagwa nesipo nema-empty cups and plates. These guys, they respect girlfriends than you. Julius Kana, we need you to come up one of the days, in your, the way you always come up is Julius Kana, and then we have a discussion with you here. So please do make a date with us next week. We'll reach out to you so that you are part of this discussion next week. And if you can come up today, that will also be nice.
Yeah. Absolutely. And ichokwadi chiri kutaurwa naJulius Kana kuti vanhu vekugokwe and anywhere else muri kuvhagwa nesipo nema-empty cups. Ivo vanhu vachirespecta their girlfriends even more. I think Makaona, we also the photo of Justice Mayor Wajga Jena, who was recently cleared by the court because he's got no case to answer on the $5 million fraud case that he was dragged to court for. Ariku Paris, living it up, Bagaita dressed to the nines, top of the range cars in front of the Eiffel Tower. This is just pathetic. So Julie, what Julie is saying is quite right. Kango cup pasina chino, and not even proper Kango cups, but Chinese Kango. Anoita maburi pasina kana 6 months. Mofarwa ne cup yoyo one. Otora got, okubira imari, otora my girlfriends akienda ku France. Kana ku France kuspela kuti France vakawanda titombozivi because education system yacho iri kukanganiswa. Vana vedu can't spell even the word France. But wotora ne my girlfriends avo woenda ikoko istosara tine macups ane maburi. But anyway, let's go into our first topic of the day. This week we had the privilege of celebrating the life of the great late Dr. Richard Morgan Changirai. Chief, muchiripo musati mabiwa ne network. Nogokumbira mungotipa a few words just to remember, as we remembered the late Dr. Changirai and the movement and his works and his life.
Aiwa, kunoku network aiende Sophie. Inotenda kana yabiwa kana kuti we are in countries that work, that have systems that work. So you have Wi-Fi, internet everywhere. You can connect everywhere. But yes, Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai, may his soul rest in peace. The father of democracy in Zimbabwe, our founding father, as a revolutionary movement. We appreciate what he did, and what he continued to do, because even today in his death, he continues to inspire, all of us to fight, to do what we have to do to ensure that Zimbabwe is free for change. So, myself, I had a very big connection, huge connection with this man, to the extent that when he passed away, when he died, it was on the 14th of February, 2018, and I was about to go for a date. It was the day for love, and this man represented love, and I was about to go out for dinner, and my friend who was in Florida called me screaming and crying. No, Savi is no longer there. Savi is no longer there, and she was crying. And I also know that that friend of mine had also a great connection with Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai. We were working together, and she was always talking to him. So she was screaming. So I cancelled the date. So even now, mazuano hatatoiti zvevalentine. Ndotongonzvenga nenyaya iyoyo yokuti tichiri kuchema Savi, handiite zvemaruva, hatiita zvekuita sei. But the huge point is Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai, represented love. I don't know if you guys have his song, Machinjane Rudo. If you could play that, it was his song. He created that song and he loved it. It was one of his favorite songs. He would always be singing it at rallies. Machinjane Rudo, Achapiwa Corona. He always spoke love. So I love it. And, even today, I see the same things being said by President Chamisa. He talks about love, he talks about tolerance, because that was what Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai was about. That's why at one time we had something that was called the Big Tent, where he was calling upon everyone, where he was saying, all Zimbabweans, let's come together. Let's fight this struggle together. And from there, we had NERA, all political parties coming together under the leadership of Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai, fighting for electoral reforms, because NERA stood for National Electoral Reform Agenda. And we had demonstrations, fighting for the electoral reforms. And after that, we had the MDC Alliance, again under the leadership of Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai, bringing people together, telling everyone that, we need to fight this together. And the good thing is we are seeing the same under, the leadership of President Chamisa, who is very tolerant to the extent that some people even blame him for calling Mnangagwa Mukoma, and for giving people like even Douglas Monzora, who has done so much. Thokozani Kupe, who did so much. She's our mother, she's our sister, but we know what she did. But President Chamisa has a forgiving heart. He has forgiven everyone, and he said, let's work together, for the good of the country. And I just want to encourage everyone here that we are left with 5 months to go for the penultimate elections. Let's come together. Let's work together. Let's show each other love, like what Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai, was always saying and was always preaching. With love, with coming together, with a spirit of oneness, a spirit of togetherness, would definitely, win Zimbabwe for change in 2023. Let's work together, Zimbabweans. Let's be one. Thank you.
Indeed, let's work together, Zimbabweans, and let us be one. Let us honor the lives of so many gallant sons and daughters who have gone before us, who are fighting for the new great Zimbabwe. Let us honor the legacy of the late Dr. Morgan Richard Tsvangirai, our founding father. But proceeding, just going on, I think maybe we can take a look at the week in review, the video, and then maybe DJ Prof and Champion Loveness, you can take us through some of the points that are being raised in the week in review video. from the interim national spokesperson, Advocate Fadai Mahere.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Week in Review. Now there are many who pretend to believe in democracy, yet they want to convince you that nothing you can do will bring about change. But let me ask you this, would you ban over 68 political rallies and meetings, suppress voter registration, intimidate and beat senior citizens for a movement that had no chance of winning? The obvious answer is no. There is nothing more powerful than citizens who participate. That's why, despite what they say, their actions show you that they are truly afraid of what citizens will achieve when they participate and take action. And as our Change Champion-in-Chief, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, has said, we cannot run away from politics. We're engaged in politics by our very existence. Now, speaking of judging people by their actions, let's look at education. Much has been said about the idea of free education, yet year after year, there's been absolutely no tangible action towards achieving it. As the CCC, we know that education is a key driver of national development. That's why our emphasis will be on providing affordable, quality education for everyone. In the long run, we'll work to make primary education minimal in cost, but our focus is on ensuring that education is readily accessible, modern, practically applicable, skills-oriented, and affordable for the ordinary man and woman in Zimbabwe, both in rural and urban areas. As we work to ensure that the economy is working, people will have enough money to pay for education that achieves real results for all of Zimbabwe's children. Remember, there can never be change without effort. We all have a part to play in bringing about the new great Zimbabwe we deserve. And so register to vote, and until next week, let's keep inspiring hope and a thirst for change.
Indeed, let's keep inspiring hope and the thirst for change. DJ Prof, your takeout from that video, the Week in Review video.
Okay, so my take out on that video is obviously the main things that the spokesperson of the movement is saying that ZANU-PF is now come out open in terms of trying to ban all the CCC rallies. As we know that there are a number of CCC rallies that have been banned. And one of the things from our intelligence is that they've resorted to ban all the rallies that are supposed to be done in rural areas, and most probably sugarcoating by allowing a few in the cities where they know that CCC has got people there. They are not allowing the CCC movement to go into rural area. But nonetheless, the CCC had have some strategy on how to meet and mingle with people in that regard. So we are saying, can the rallies or can the police do not mingle with the ZANU-PF to ban the CCC rallies? Some of the reasons that are given by the police, are absurd reasons that you don't even understand. Why are you not giving the permission? One of the reason what they were giving, the police did not give the permission, was that the community says that they don't want to see CCC there. Now my question is, did the police people go around the community asking, do you want to see CCC here, before they give the permission for the CCC to hold the rally? If the community did not want to see the CCC, they were just supposed to give a CCC a go ahead, and then the people will not go there. But because they know that once the CCC and the eloquent, charismatic young president in the name of Advocate Nelson Chamisa goes there, then the village will turn upside down. Upside down in terms of the attendance, in terms of the people that were lied to by ZANU-PF to say Triple C and its leadership, it's white people. So when they see the black young men speaking, ZANU-PF will be put to task to ask, where are the white people that you were talking about? So that's the main thing that I took to that. So we are saying to ZANU-PF, or we are saying to the police, don't play a coward with ZANU-PF in terms of, with regards to banning the Triple C rallies. We are watching you and we know what you are doing. Thank you.
Absolutely. We are watching and we know exactly what they are doing. We are watching, you're right. Champion Loveness, your take out from that week in review video.
Oh yeah, thank you, Leader Sophie. Just to add a few words on what TJ Pro just said. On the issue of banning Triple C rallies, I just want to say to our citizens, they must not fear. I think there is this saying here of mangolizing. You just behave like a mango. You are green outside, but you are yellow inside. Even if they ban those Triple C rallies, I think the citizens must just know that inside I am a Triple C, even though they are not allowing us to show ourselves or to mobilize or to do anything, just to encourage people to vote for Triple C. People must just know, rallies or no rallies, just fight for change. Just know I'm chef for papi at the end of the day.
Mango strategy indeed. I don't know,
Yes.
Champion Estella, if we have that video where we had the fake ZANU-PF supporter who was doing Borang Sango. And you know, if you have a few words as well that you'd like to add to the week in review, please go ahead.
Thank you, Champion Sophia. Indeed, spokesman here made a very important point about the educational system. ZANU has made a lot of promises about how they are going to improve the educational system, from offering free education to building schools across the country. But until today, none of their promises have materialized. In fact, we have seen footage of school children sitting outside, surrounded by puddles of water, and that is supposed to be a school setting. In a different image, they were in a classroom, but they had to sit and lift their legs up because the whole floor was there was a puddle of water on the floor, and that was another classroom setting. The type of education that ZANU-PF is providing, opposed to what they have promised. And it is one of the most important reasons why we need to make sure that ZANU goes, because they are not only destroying our today, but they are destroying our future for a number of generations to come. Because with the system of education that is in place today, where teachers are underpaid and cannot afford to go to school to teach, and students are, pass rates are falling from year to year. The pass rates keep falling. Our educational system is in ruins, and it's going to take a long time to fix that. And it means rebuilding Zimbabwe is going to take generations. But if we don't manage to remove ZANU-PF, we have a tragic situation on our hands. Yeah. But I do have that video which you asked about the ZANU-PF person who is confused. Let me just quickly flight it.
Actually, that person is not confused. He knows what he wants. And I like the point to say, people hear that he's saying, but hurumende chaiyo anoiziva. Isai video munzu.
All right, okay.
Mugabe chete imbavha yakabhizwa sakira yakagona kubhiza hurumende yekupenga. Hurumende yakanaka ihurumende yachamisa mwana ane 40s. Kupfeka hembe takapfeka zvedu tinopfeka tinoda hurumende inochidya nyika vana vaite kuagirikura zvakaita narizhi chete zvimwe zvese shanaka pamberi nezari pembe.
Aha, hanzi kupfeka hembe tinopfeka zvedu. Asi hurumende yatinoda ihurumende yaadvocate Chamisa. So that is perfect definition of Mango strategy.
Tada ipapo because ari kutaura zvake ari kuziva zvahari. You know why the president is saying the Citizen Coalition for Change is for everyone is a citizen project. Vari kuti chero ari kubva kundu, ari kubva kuZanila, ari kubva kuZuma, ari kubva uyai mose neveZANU PF kuchinhu chive chinhu chevanhu tikwanise kugadzira nyika. So shoko rakasvika tiri kuriona mamunzwa kuti izvi kungopfeka vamugabe vaiva mbavha anozviziva zvese nevanhu vake izvi kungopfekawo zvedu apa akapfeka Mnangagwa ipapo obva ataura kuti hurumende chaiyo ndeyavachamisa and ari kutoziva hurumende inofanirwa kunge ichipinda. So we are saying Mango strategy when work, vanhu vari kumusha musatya musavhundutsirwa kuti zvakati president advocate Nelson Chamisa vakatotaura vakati tinoziva kuti munosangana nezvakasiyana siyana zvegore riya zvekuzoitwa long sleeve short sleeve. Saka izvozvo ndo zvatisiri kuda because advocate Nelson Chamisa vasuda kutungamirira izere vanhu vakaremadzwa nekuda kwepolitics kana kuti izere vanhu vane makuva nekuda kwepolitics. Vari kuti endai kwaari kuti huyai torai hembe nezvimabhandana nezvimadhuku zvekuisa muhuro, endai munopiwa mbeu, endai munopiwa fertilizer, endai munopiwa chibage neraisi nezvese zvavanopa. Asi mimi hurumende munoziva kuti ndiani yataurwa nemukomana achangobva mukubuda pavidhio apa hanzi ndo hurumende ina ndichatauri hanzi hurumende ndiyo chaichai. Thank you so much.
Indeed, hurumende indotaura hurumende yatiri kuda ndeya advocate Nelson Chamisa ende ndo yavari kuziva kuti vari kuda hurumende yaadvocate Nelson Chamisa. Saka isusu toti bora mberi nehurumende yava advocate Nelson Chamisa ndo ichatonga ndo ichange iri Zimbabwe of the future. Tichienderera mberi, this weekend was a hive of activity with in Koba and Chinhoyi with some rallies happening. I saw it was a hive activity and energy flowing electric. Chief Sose, after the videos, would you just like to take us through and just, kungosimbisa Zimbabwe, with what is going on with the rallies and the current situation in Zimbabwe on the ground? I think our technical department, if you can organize just 1 or 2 videos from Koba and maybe some photos from Chinhoyi, just to show the people what was going on with the rallies this weekend.
Okay.
While you're looking for that, while you're just getting that set up, Champion Loveness, can you see what Julius Kana has written?
He's saying, these museum antics have lied to us for the longest time. They told us we are the leaders of tomorrow. Now they are saying only Lakarwa Hondo will lead Zimbabwe. Let's vote for real change, Triple C.
Yeah, let's vote for real change. Someone was saying the other week, I thought it was quite interesting. They were saying if you look at the age groups, let's say they were 15 years old when they went to the war. Right now, they'll be about 63, 65 years old. And of those 63, 65 years and older, they make up 1.29% of the population in Zimbabwe. And what you do with this information is up to you as the youth. But I'm just telling you that they were youth when they went to the war, they were 15 years old. But today, they make up only 1.29% of the population. Do you want those 1.29% of the population to determine and to map your future as youths? And what you do with this information is up to you. So yeah, Juliet Kana is quite right. Kujima museum characters, and we cannot sit back and allow, as the youth, it would not be proper for them to sit back and allow the elderly, Vakaitao youth, Vakarwa, who played their part, to continue making decisions for the youth who are there, who are capable of making decisions and taking action of having a Zimbabwe of a future. Do we have those videos from the rallies ready, technical?
Yes,
Yeah,
we have a video.
This one, 43 years as ZANU-PF stupid and directionless government. Everybody akarwa hondo noti vana java vaunoisa pedyo nokuda kweuromba nokuti newewo idi wakaromba heavy. Ibvai apo nyika ndeyedu tese kwete imi malutas madofo akafonyora brain nekusadzidza futi. Uyu ane hasha.
Jonathan Akatamwa. Jonathan, you are angry. Jonathan is angry, but he's quite right to be angry because you can only get results when you have realized that this is not working.
This was, and the ban itself is a complete 100% campaign for advocate champion Nero. Mukomana office NHM ngapinda ke mukomana, but it's true. The ban yokutonzwa banwa, they are showing that ZANU-PF is scared. You cannot ban something that you are not afraid of. You cannot stop something that you are not afraid of. You are stopping it because you know kuti chikangegara changosvika kuvanhu, and the result yacho is more dangerous than what you expect. So you see kuti now they've resorted zvatamutaura kuti vakutoshandisa nemapurisa nemasoja kubhana. I know the videos and the pictures ziri kubva kumukoba. You see water tankers nechichi zvichienda kuvanhu vari kuzvifarira. Vanhu vari kuita meeting dzavo dzekutenda MP wavo kuti akadzoka kujeri kwaakanga asungwa zvisina kusarukana, vari kuendeswa nemawater tank. You see, that's the issue. I don't know, IT department tise video kana maiwana kama pictures.
Okay. Yeah, and clip one, Katatinako.
That was Mkoba. I had Vachibaya.
Mambo Sose?
Yeah, so you know, it's exciting what is happening right now. Anzi, you can't stop an idea whose time has come. You know, it's time, Kinako, for Zimbabwe to be free. And the good thing is Zimbabweans themselves, they are ready, including people in ZANU-PF. Some of the people that you hear commenting against Emmerson Mnangagwa are not even Triple C. They are ZANU-PF. They are seeing who is responsible for the suffering. They are seeing who is responsible for what is going on in our country. And it's a good thing that even ZANU-PF themselves, they are seeing that things are not okay in Zimbabwe. And I predict a complete shock for Emmerson Mnangagwa in the elections because you know, he's not going to see what has hit him. It's going to be a clean sweep for President Chamisa everywhere. And this is not just propaganda talk or mere talk. You remember last week we were reading the survey that was done by a very reputable company that was saying that today, if elections were held, President Chamisa would beat Emmerson Mnangagwa hands down by 53%, and Emmerson Mnangagwa, getting only 40% of the votes. That's the reality on the ground, and that's not the only survey that has been done. Afrobarometer, a pro-ZANU-PF organization, also did a survey last year, and they predicted a win for President Chamisa. And all that is also being reflected in the rallies that you are seeing. We have seen ZANU-PF trying to treat Triple C as a banned organization, banning our rallies, banning our meetings. But those that are happening, you can see that the people know their leaders, the people know, who is going to be able to change Zimbabwe, and that's our President Chamisa. So, like someone here has written that the bands themselves are a campaign for the people's movement, are a campaign for Advocate Nelson Chamisa. So we'll continue to soldier on under very difficult circumstances. We have done it before. We have contested in elections, and we have won all those elections, even when there were no electoral reforms. We have contested in those elections under protest, saying that we are just getting in these elections, but we know that the playing field is not level. But even in those difficult and unfair conditions, Triple C has always won. And I know we are going to win the 2023 elections. What we just need to do, number one, is to make sure that we register people to vote, more people than we registered last year, in last election. And then we listen to the information that we are being given by the party, by pro-democracy people that are saying, do not move away from the polling station after you have casted your vote. Stay there. Let's defend our vote. That's what we just need to do. But otherwise, the election itself, President Chamisa may not campaign for the whole year, but I can tell you that you go in there and beat Emerson Mnangagwa hands down. But of course, we need to do our work. We need to register people to vote, and we need to defend the vote. And in July, we'll all be celebrating.
Oh, yes, we need to do our work. The work continues. Get people to register to vote, and in July, we'll be celebrating. And on that note, Champion Loveness, take us through what you and Chairman Mate were doing last weekend and getting this weekend, actually, in getting Zimbabwean citizens in South Africa to go and register to vote so that we can have this new great Zimbabwe that Mambo Shoshe was just talking about. While she's talking, I don't know if our technical department can get those videos and pictures ready of those Zimbabwean citizens that were assisted by Champion Loveness and the SA province, the Triple C SA province, to cross over into Zimbabwe to actually register and vote for the elections that are coming up. Champion Loveness.
Thank you, teacher Sophia. As I always say that every Friday we take some citizens, we take them to border to the Beightbridge to register to vote, since it is the nearest town from here, South Africa. So last Friday, this Friday, Marmezuru, we went to Beightbridge with the help of Chairman Mate. Unfortunately, he did not manage to be with us. He was supposed to be with us so that you could say one or two words. So we went to Beightbridge on Friday. We got the citizens to register on Saturday. After registration, we went to the house of Councillor Tole. In fact, she was with us. There she is, our councillor, the deputy mayor, the one in green. She was also there at ZEC together with Mayor Morgan. Our mayor, sorry?
Morgan.
Yes, Morgan. They were there with us.
Mayor Gandanga ndoro
Yes, we were with Mayor Gandanga. So we were there with them. After the registration, we went to the deputy mayor's house. She prepared lunch for us. Those who wanted to bath, we showered. We just had everything. Nyore. We didn't have any hardship. So after that, we then went on our way back to SA. So I'm just glad that people in SA, Zimbabwean citizens in SA, they are also fighting for change. So I'm actually encouraging all those who have not registered yet to come to us. We can go, we can do this thing. Inguva shoma zvayo yasara yokuti vanhu vakwanise kunovhota. So this little time yasara, let's use it to go and register to vote. It's not about Fridays only. Kana tikawana vanhu vanoda kuregister even during the week, we can go during the week. As long as we have a better number, we can travel with to Beightbridge, we can go and register. Just sacrifice this little moment, Sarah. Torega ku enjoy this comfort zone of South Africa. I know muno South Africa munonakidza and munonakidza to the extent yokuti tinotombokangana kuti tinombotambudzwa tiri muno South Africa. So let's not enjoy this comfort zone because it's only little days yasara kuti zvinhu zvitange kuipa futi. Register to vote, citizens of Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Wow, that is a wonderful and really it's an important drive that you are driving and getting so many citizens to cross over. This is not the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time. You have done this so many times, and we just want to be, just to say thank you and to keep on encouraging you to continue doing this and taking so many more of our Zimbabwean citizens across the border to register to vote. It is very important, and we do appreciate the hard work and the sacrifices that you're making. So to you, Champion Loveness, and your team, kudos, and keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Yes, and very important, the number there that is pinned on the screen, and maybe if it can also be pinned on the comments so that people can go back and look for it. The number to look for or to call or to contact when you want to get transport to go and register to vote from South Africa, the number is there on the screen. If you can also be put in the comments, it'll be great.
Yeah. So I also want to say thank you so much, Leader Loveness, Champion Loveness, with the job that you are doing. But now my core is my appeal to the Zimbabweans across the world to say this is a very good initiative and it needs your support. We know some of you are beyond the seas and oceans that you cannot and you will not be able to manage to go to register or to be able to come and vote. South Africa is just a stone throw away to Zimbabwe. If you help this initiative to get either transport or even to support financially for the people to be able to get fuel or any transport, we know some of the people you don't want to be known, some of the people you don't want to be mentioned. You can go to that number that is on the screen, speak with the person there, state what your terms and condition, but what we want is for you to be able to assist this initiative. We've got 3.5 million Zimbabweans in South Africa. Zimbabweans in South Africa, if they are going to manage to go and register to vote, we'll be having a new Zimbabwe by August, believe you me. So we need your support. Speak to the people that are doing this initiative. It's a very good initiative. For now, they are still running with limited resources. We want more resources, and we want it to spread in the whole 10 provinces of South Africa, the likes of Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth, Cape Town, Kimberley, Bloemfontein, Mpumalanga, and so forth. We want it to be all across the country of South Africa so that people can be able to go and register to vote, and then they'll be able to go and vote. I thank you.
Absolutely. And I know Mambo Shoshe doesn't miss elections. I also know that my Sekuru Simbabako is also going and taking people to register to vote. So Mambo Shoshe, you are far away, but you never ever miss an election. So if he is far away and he never misses an election, we really want to encourage those in Zambia, Malawi, Mozambique, close by. Musakundu and Munari across the ocean. Mambo Shoshe, how do you do it?
That one it's like a marriage, an election to me, it's like a marriage. It's a commitment. I have to make sure that I'm there, dangerous as it is. I'll get in, sneak out, vote, and, do what I have to do. But I just want to thank the people in South Africa, Loveness, and everyone in South Africa. You guys are doing a great job. I remember in 2018, I traveled to South Africa and I joined Chairman Trust. He was organizing secretary then. And we did a go home and vote campaign, go home and register campaign in Pretoria. People were enthusiastic. So I'm glad that you guys have continued with that project, that you are doing it right now. And we hope to hear people from Botswana, from Zambia, coming here and saying that they are doing these go home and register campaigns. and then eventually go home and vote campaign. Thank you.
Oh, yes, very important to register, go home, register to vote and vote. We really need to take this government out. I was looking this week, we also saw Honorable Job Sikala clocking plus 250 days in prison without bail and without trial. So these are the systems that we really need to get out of Zimbabwe. We really need to fix so that Zimbabwe is for everyone and not just favoring those who support a particular political party or whose child are you or where do you come from or how much money do you have in your pocket. What is happening to Honorable Sikala is very, very unfortunate. I know this week he was in court again on the charges of the 31 July 2020 protest. And a very, very unbelievable reason that was given to send him back, and the trial didn't continue. It was actually postponed to April, that the presiding officer was going on maternity leave. So he should be locked away in prison and wait, I don't know, for the presiding magistrate to come back from maternity leave, but that never happens. It should not be happening in a normal, functional judiciary society or system. What can you tell us about that? I mean, Mambo Shoshe, Honorable Sikala being told that the trial cannot proceed along with others because the presiding magistrate is going on maternity leave, and his continued incarceration is plus 250 days in prison at Chikurubi Maximum Prison.
There's nothing there to even talk about. This is just the tomfoolery that we've come to expect from ZANU-PF. This is just a persecution of Honorable Job Sikala. There's no merit, there's no legal merit to his continued detention. They're just trying to send a message to not only to Honorable Job Sikala, but also to Zimbabweans in general, that if you participate, if you speak your mind out, we are going to arrest you and we'll throw you in there and we'll throw away the keys. That's all they're trying to do. It's called harvest of fear, and it has no justification. But we have had people that have gone to see Honorable Job Sikala. I know my brother Bako, who is in Harare right now, he was trying to go and see him. A lot of people that have come from seeing him, they've continued to talk about his resilience. They are trying to break him so that he can maybe say, oh, I'm leaving Triple C. You have seen what ZANU-PF has been doing, that they will say that the Triple C President Chamisa vari kuregerera Job Sikala ari mumujera hapana zvavari kuita, but he always tells them to go to hell because Honorable Job Sikala knows that Triple C people, Triple C members, including President Chamisa, are fully behind him, and nothing is going to break the bond between us and Honorable Job Sikala. And Honorable Job Sikala remains resolute, and we continue to thank him for that. I know there are people that are supporting him. North America has done that. I know UK people, citizens in UK, have also been sending their support through Honorable Job Sikala's wife, and that's what we need. Let's support our comrades, those who are here, those who haven't done it. Please find a way of showing solidarity with Honorable Job Sikala by supporting his children, supporting his family while he is in there. Honorable Job Sikala is with us, and he will remain with us. They're just trying to persecute him and so that he defies or he ends up saying he's no longer Triple C. But we know he'll be there, and even if he's out there, they don't want him to be voted. He's not going to put in his papers, which is very unfortunate. But I know what is going through Honorable Job Sikala right now. He will never leave Triple C. We are united.
Unity is key indeed, and standing together with Honorable Job Sikala and his family in this crucial time, in this terrible time, will go a long way, and just try and uplift his spirits. So let's all do that. Let's heed to the call, and let's all come together and stand behind and support Honorable Job Sikala through his ordeal. And, you know, just a little bit, I know on the delimitation exercise, we still need to wait for the official party position before we can comment a lot about that. But just what's in the public right now is that a lot of, you know, outpouring of anger and disappointment and uncertainty, because people are actually saying that, talking and saying that, you know what, there's been a violation of the Constitution. Mambo Sose, just in brief on the delimitation, and then maybe Champion Estela as well can come in and brief on the delimitation saga that is continuing. Like I said, I know we're just waiting for the official party communication and the official party position, but just what has been on the streets and what has been going on throughout the week.
What is the...
Sorry,
What?
just
Okay.
okay. Sorry, Chief. I just want to assure the people of Zimbabwe. I know, like the last point that Chief spoken about with regards to Honorable Job Sikala, to say he might not be able to put his papers, the nomination papers, to court, and the process of we are saying will be the new government, and Honorable Job Sikala will be appointed an ex-your minister in prison. We are going to do that, and we are going to even to toy to Advocate Nelson Chamisa to be able to do that. We are assuring you, Zimbabwe, Honorable Job Sikala is with us and will remain with us, and we are going to support him until the last dot. Thank you.
That's,
Thank you, DJ Pro.
Thank you, DJ Pro, for that. But to the issue there, we what is in the public domain right now is that there has been a wanton, you know, breaking of the Constitution, not only by Emmerson Mnangagwa but also by ZEC. We discussed this at length, that ZEC has continued to break the Constitution in its way to coming up with the delimitation report. Even now, we saw an embarrassing a moment in our history that a sitting president would not sign, would not ensure that the people of Zimbabwe get what they deserve. We need the report. The political parties that are participating, the citizens of Zimbabwe, they are all looking forward to that report. But it's not there. And that shows you that there is something, there is a lot that is going on there. They are trying to make some changes. And in very, very briefly, I know you have given me very little time, but what it shows you is that Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF are clearly afraid of the upcoming elections. They know that they are going to lose. So when they come and whisper in your ears and tell you that elections don't matter, do not go and vote, votera chi makajirwa kudhara kana kuti Emmerson Mnangagwa achangoriga. It's not as easy as that, especially if more people turn out to register en masse and they also go to vote en masse. Is what is going to happen, is what we are trying to see happening in 2023. And ZANU-PF knows that. Vanotozviziva kuti vanhu vakabuda neuwandu hwavo, even kukuriga kwacho kunotonetsa. This is the reason why they are doing what they are doing. This is embarrassing. If they knew that they were going to win the elections, if they knew that they have already rigged the elections and they have nothing to fear, they would not be doing what they are doing right now. So, folks, we are leading. We are in control of this situation. All we need to do is to play our part. Have you seen the confidence that President Chamisa has in as far as these elections are concerned? He knows what is going on. Aungambone bofu richikutaura kuti ndokurova risina charakapfumba. Vari kuziziva kuti vakapfumba zvakawanda, and amongst what zvavakapfumba isimba revanhu ranga richiimbwa paratanga program ineyi. Vanoziva kuti the people are behind him. The people are going to turn out and vote, and that the people are going to eventually defend their vote. But there is also more that is happening behind the scenes that should give everyone confidence, including the survey that came out. It should give every Zimbabwean confidence in what is happening in Zimbabwe and begin supporting the programs that are being done in Zimbabwe, supporting the youth initiatives, the youth fundraisers, the women fundraisers, and the national fundraisers, so that we have enough resources to get the people to go and register to vote, and also enough resources to defend the vote.
So true. Champion Estella, in just under a minute, your comments on the delimitation exercise.
I think, to me, what this whole fiasco is communicating is that a reform has actually happened. If the delimitation report that was given to President Mnangagwa was favoring ZANU-PF, he wouldn't have a problem signing it. So I'm given to think that ZEC has actually done something that it has not done before. It has, you remember, Tim Pachedu gave a report on the previous delimitation report that was presented to President Mnangagwa, and they said they were going to go and fix a couple of issues, and now they've come back with a new report and he's refusing to sign it, indicating that the report most likely is more neutral than he expected. So this is showing that, this is something that maybe we should have been doing from a long time ago, holding these institutions to account. I think we all just thought that there wasn't anything we could do. The government institutions were captured, and they would always do what they please and get away with it. But here we can see that the pressure that Pachedu exerted on ZEC seems to have paid off, and at least one of the reforms that we have been clamoring for has actually gone through. So let's push forward and continue to hold these government institutions to account, make a lot of noise about the things that they do that are not constitutional. And I think it's very important for us, all Zimbabweans, to actually know our constitution, because I think what empowers people like Pachedu is they know the constitution, they know what's in there, and so they can challenge these government institutions based on the constitution. And our constitution is our protection. It is the tool that is at our disposal to force our political leaders to respect our constitutional rights. So if we don't know our rights, which are specified in the constitution, it leaves us disempowered and incapable of pressurizing them and holding them to account. So I think that's a very big plus to take away from this whole fiasco. Thank you, champions.
Indeed, we really need to hold these government bodies accountable. One person that was holding government bodies accountable in the face of Zinara was the Harare mayor, Jacob Mafume. When he sat and he was saying that, you know what, Zinara actually collects every quarter in Harare only. Every quarter in 3 months, they collect $64 million in taxes for vehicles. And then they turn around and they give the city of Harare something like $2.3 million per year. I don't know if we have that video already, but while the technical department is looking for that video, then we can have comments on that later. An interesting case happening this week where a teacher was arrested for failing to look after his child because the salary, I think he was getting a salary of $36 per month. And obviously with $36, you have a lot of challenges. It cannot stretch to cover everything. So his ZANU-PF supporting neighbors actually called the police on him that he's neglecting and looking after his child. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Champion Loveness, Mambo Soshe? The government, he's on a government payroll, his government salary is $36, and then he's arrested for failing to take care of his family on that paltry $36 salary. Maybe DJ Prof, you can just put in your comments. I think maybe we might have lost both of them, Champion Loveness and Mambo Shoshe at the same time.
Yeah. So you know, so this is actually witchcraft. There's nothing that is worse than what the government is doing. They know that they are the ones that are not paying teachers enough for them to feed their families. In the same context, they are sending the state apparatus to go and arrest those people. That's exactly witchcraft, typically witchcraft, and there's no other definition of witchcraft. But what we are saying is, I think people now start seeing, and even the civil servants start now seeing that ZANU-PF is a lying party and is not honest government. Last year, we were sent to go into the air celebrating that this year our children are going to go to school, for free. But it's the same government that will come back to you and say, we do not have resources. The question is, when they were saying all these things, didn't they know, or little did they know, that the resources are not suitable? When it's being spoken by a CCC member or advocate, Nelson Chamisa, saying the government, you are incapable of doing this, they will say it's sanctions. But the real sanctions that are in Zimbabwe is them, that they lie to people, they are indulging in corruption, taking everything that belongs to people. Now they are arresting a male teacher whom they know is not even be paid enough. When the teacher leaves the workplace and go and try to do other means of getting money, that will be again a criminal. So this person now is in trouble. It's like a baby who has got a wound on the stomach and the mother has got a wound at the back. No one is going to carry each other. That's what is it with the government. Thank you.
Very sad and quite confusing indeed. I don't know, technical, do we have that video of Mayor Jacob Mafume describing the dilemma that Zinara and the government actually put the city councils in?
Settlement as we are supposed to do in terms of the Roads Act. So we are supposed to get 64 million. And it 800,000, in excess of 800,000 motorists pay $20 every quarter to Zinara. That should be plus or minus 64 million US. By some strange formula, a formula that I think has been manufactured in hell, Zinara then gives us 2.4 million US per year. Where is the rest of the money? And I'm talking about registered vehicles in Harare only. And Zinara and its chief executive and the board chairman condemn cities to paltry figures of 2.4 million. I personally went to ask, and I was accompanied by the permanent secretary of the province, permanent secretary Muguti, to ask the chief executive of Zinara, how does the money that they get from the motorists of Harare not just come with a subtraction of a commission? Let's say they think we can't collect money and they want to collect it for us. Of the 64 million, how do you give me 2.3 million to do the roads per year when you take 64 million? Maybe if we reverse it, even they should take 2.4 million for the commission to buy themselves cars and the spas and go for massages as they wanted to do, and give us the rest to build the roads and not to lie to the nation.
Mambo Shoshe, if you could just give us a commentary. Oh. Oh my word. Okay, we're losing him. He's coming in and out. But anyway, if we can just get a commentary maybe from DJ Prof on the presentation by the Mayor of Harare, Councillor Jacob Mafume. And then Champion Loveness, you can take us through the videos of the roads and the bridges that have collapsed. And people are trying to cross flooded rivers, and some people actually losing their lives. So I think DJ Prop, if you can take us through the video by Councillor Mayor Jacob Mafume, then Mambo Shoshe can come in after you. But just for 2 minutes, because we're running out of time.
So no, thank you. I think that's the reality of the matter on the ground. What Honorable the Mayor, His Worship Jacob Mafume, it's exactly what has been happening, and I'm just saying to this, and he has put it clear to the people that always ask. The Triple C is running the towns and cities. What are you doing? And we have been trying to explain to them from a layman point of view, but at least it's coming from the horse's mouth, the mayor himself of the biggest city in Zimbabwe, to say Zinara, it's a government parastatal that is collecting money from the motorists in the town, which is equivalent to almost, he was just doing the rough calculation, it can be more. Not less, it can be more than 64 million because each car is paying $20 each in every quarter. And how many cars are in Harare and how many cars comes into Harare every day. So they pay $20, so it will be more than that. The mandate of Zinara was just supposed to collect the money and give it to the council because the road belongs to the council. Give it to the council and run the cities, run the traffic lights, run everything, that even the drainage system. You know, in Harare, when you go during the rainy season, it's like waterlogged, full of water, but Zinara are collecting that money and they are giving, you hear the amount, 2.3 million. 2.3 million, but if you ask them a road from, let's say, a distance of a kilometer, it's a 2 million, and you want city council to run 50,000 kilometers around the Harare radius with a 2.4 million that only cover one road. That's sabotage that ZANU-PF is using and the government is using. Thank you.
Absolutely. Technical, do you have those few videos? I think it's 1 or 2 videos of the roads that were flooded or the bridges that were collapsing. And then Champion Loveness can just, talk us through the impact of what the mayor was saying, that out of, in a year, the Zinara actually collects maybe about $256 million because the 64 million is per quarter. So in a year, they collect $256 million. And in 1 year, they give the council 2.4 million. So it's less than what, 100th, right? Of that. That they're supposed to get, that they're giving from Zinara.
Yeah, it's less than 1%.
Exactly, 1%. So I don't know if we can have those videos, and then maybe Champion Loveness can just comment 30 seconds on the collapsing roads and bridges.
Oh, sorry. There are 2 of them.
Worries.
Sorry. I got engaged. Something.
Maybe
no worries. It's okay.
We've got this here. Someone was asking that I heard that one of our councillor in Masvingo was arrested at his house. Paanga achitaura nevanhu achinzwa zvinodiwa kuti zviitwe muarea make. Ava vanhu vaperwa zvachose. It's true. It's Councillor Godfrey Msekiwa of Ward 7 in Masvingo has been arrested. The same tactic that they used to arrest Honorable Chibaya and Honorable Machingaota at his own house. But this one is a worst case scenario because this one is a council of the community. He told people to come because he didn't have a venue. He said they must come to the house and give a community feedback, and he was arrested for that. So it's true. Honorable Councillor Godfrey Msekiwa has been arrested. We are not yet having information whether he has been released, but earlier today he has been arrested. As Change Radio, I think we'll give you updates as we go. Thank you so much.
All right. The first of the 2 video clips. I just played the other one.
Aya. Hi, man. Aya. Hayi, yathi kuphela ugodo lezitshontshiwe phela, yathi uyakwazi. Yahamba. Yahamba, one dog gone. Aya, yay! Ah, my babu. Oh, that's it. I'm going to do. Everything. Oh.
Yeah, that is a very sad video, especially the last one, because we lost the life of Ubaba Hlanganiso Chuma when his watch cart actually got washed away with his donkeys. He was 63 years old, and he drowned in that accident, unfortunately. From Change Radio, our hearts are heavy. Lala ngokuthula baba wethu. But this is sad, and this is the result of misgovernance and looting and thieving and lying by the government. You know, they turn around and they lie that it's the councils that are not doing their work, and yet they know very well that they're pocketing their money, and they only give the city councils 1% of the money that is collected, like what Mayor Mafumo was saying. Champion Loveness, just 30 seconds, your comments on those roads and the state of that bridges. We almost saw that little girl running and almost washed away as well by the road as the water, as the road fell, actually crumbled and fell under the power of the water.
Yes, this is very sad, very sad. Because Maonerango, those people, they really wanted to cross the bridge. So vaita zvokumanikidzira kuenda, they risked their lives because they wanted to go. Those rivers, they are such big rivers. Anofana kuva aine mabridges mahombe chaiwo, not those small ones, as if just a stream. Ndoti mabridge tungatoiswamo patmastreams tomasewage twatinoona mumalocation, not in big rivers like those ones. So it's like people are suffering, our people are suffering, even our livestock is also suffering, because we actually saw the donkeys being washed away by the water, and which is very sad. We lost a life of Mtara, we lost the lives of the livestock, all in the name of SANU-PF. Isiri kukwanisa kuprovide enough funds to build up bridges and roads, nokuda kwaumbavha, something that is very bad chatiri kuedza kuti tiite take away from our country.
Absolutely, and you're quite right. This is so sad. And you know, the mistakes of the government keep on coming up as well. This week as well, the High Court ruling that, you know, John Mangagwa and Tulingube's 1:1 gauge was illegal. You know, in 2019, when they ruled that the US dollar is equal to the RTGS 1:1. And actually ordering that a couple, I think the names were, if I can remember, Harold Beatty and his wife Penelope, they had deposited 142,000 US dollars into their CABS Building Society account. And the High Court judge ruling that it takes away from the right to property, according to the Constitution, that they had the choice, they could have chosen what they wanted done with their money. But the monetary policy actually forced everyone to say that your US dollars will be 1:1 gauge to the RTGS. And so this may be setting a precedent. Who knows what else can happen? Because a lot of people, in fact, almost everyone lost money in that 1:1 gauge. And it wasn't the first time. It wasn't the second time. Remember back in the bearers checks where we were told it from zero to hero. And people lost their monies. I mean, what do you think might happen, Champion Estella, in this case? Do you think more people will lodge in their cases and say that they want their monies back that were eroded and stolen by the government in this 1:1 gauge fiasco?
I definitely hope so. I hope after they've seen that it's possible to get a fair ruling from the courts, I hope more people will rally together and present their cases before the courts. And please inform me, was any fine imposed on anyone in this
No,
ruling?
there was no fine, but what they were ordered was that they need to pay back that 142,000 US dollars and to pay an interest of 5% per annum from 2016 when that money was deposited. So there wasn't a really fine, but there was the interest, the 5% per annum interest, and their money back. But I don't remember seeing anything about a fine. But you're quite right that we hope that people can actually take a leaf from this and it can be a precedent for everyone to come in and say, so that the government will stop playing with people's monies and sweat, because people work hard for their monies. You know, it's very difficult to get this kind of money in Zimbabwe. People work hard for that, and for it to go like that, it just shouldn't happen easily. It should not just happen just like that. But we're running out of time. Can I ask maybe from each of our panelists, we've got 3 topics, there's just 30 seconds from each one. Champion Loveness, can you talk to us about the planned vote rigging that was the figures that we saw in Bari, that where there were more voters than residents? The number of voters were more than the number of residents in Bari. How does that work out? DJ Prof, can you talk us through the cyclone alert that is happening? You know, there's a cyclone that is now facing, maybe will be affecting Zimbabwe and Mozambique. And Champion Estella, can you just take us through 30 seconds of thousands of school children that have dropped out of school due to underage marriage and teenage pregnancies? Champion Loveness, you can take us through the evident rigging where you have the number of voters is higher than the number of people living in the area in Bari.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ Sophie. Yeah, it's just clear kuti umbavha wagara utongoripo. Rigging as usual, because how can that number voters yawanda kudarika the number register is something that is in the DNA of ZANU-PF. So I just wish, I don't know how we can take that away from ZANU-PF. Rigging always. They are used to do that. But I just hope this time they won't get the chance to do that. I think if we just stand together, they say in English they say together we stand and divided we fall. So in this case, we just have to unite. We have to unite. We vote. We defend our vote so that they won't get a chance to rig.
Exactly, and there are the numbers. There, our technical department is just showing them through. They're saying that the census number, the total is 11,699, and the number of voters, registered voters, are 13,828. So this is assuming that even the children who are under 18 are also registered voters, plus another 2,000 unknown people, which is impossible. 11,000 versus 13,000. 11,000 people living in the area, and we've got 13,000 registered voters. So, Takubatani, we can see what you're doing. We can see what you're doing, and you'll not get away with it. Right, DJ
Can
Prof.
I add something on that? Can I add something on that, Linda Sophie?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I'm just remembering that I've got citizens from Buhera. Someone here in South Africa, he went to Zimbabwe. There was a funeral. So he just said, no, let me just go and register as a voter. So when he got there, he was asked, do you have a wife? He said, yes. Where's the wife? The wife is in South Africa. Give me her date of birth and the ID number. He gave her. Do you have kids? Do you have kids? And he said, yes, I've got kids. Give me their date of birth and what. He gave them those kids. They are even in grade 3. The other one grade 3. The other one grade 6. They are under 18, but the ID numbers were submitted to SEC. I think that's part of rigging that they were doing.
Hey, grade 3, registering as a voter.
Yeah, and those kids, they didn't have Zimbabwean birth certificates. You know, that man, he actually managed to get the birth certificate for his children, the children who were in South Africa. The father got the birth certificates for the children without the mother. And I'm sure those children, they already voted.
Yeah.
Magesa and the DJ Pro.
Magesa and the DJ Pro. Zakoma. Anyway, Champion Estella, maybe you can just take us through the number of children that are dropping out, and then we can just show the picture of the cyclone alert. We don't have to talk about it, but so that people are aware which areas might be affected, what DJ Prof was going to talk about.
Okay. Yeah. There are a lot of children who are failing to complete their education, primarily because they are forced to enter marriage too young. One reason probably being parents cannot afford to pay the kids' school fees or to take care of all their children. As we all know, things are very difficult in Zimbabwe right now. So a lot of young girls are forced to, get married to find someone to take care of them. Since at home the situation is difficult. And also due to the lack of rule of law in the country, where you have religious sects like the Mapostori marrying children off at as early as an age as 9 years, and there are no repercussions following. It simply sends out the message to men in Zimbabwe that, women, young girls' lives are not valuable. They don't have rights. And if our leaders wine and dine with known, I call them rapists, who marry and impregnate 9-year-olds, so to any man in Zimbabwe, they feel like it's okay to take a young girl and marry or impregnate her. I remember being on a live on TikTok, and one guy came up and he was explaining his problem with his wife who was unfaithful, and he explained how he married her. She was 14, and I remember noticing how there was no reaction from the audience, and he spoke so casually as though it's something that's just normal. But that's the Zimbabwe that we've been reduced to by the ZANU-PF leadership, who they have no respect at all for the rights of women. I mean, we've had stories about the first lady herself experiencing discrimination. So if she's not, above that, what about our young girls? Yeah, so this is affecting our young girls, and they are leaving school early, which is, like I said before, it's tragic. It's the destruction of generations to come. Thank you, Leader Sophia.
Destruction of generations to come is all. You're very quite right there. And a stop must be put to it. And the stop can only be put by actually voting in a progressive, forward-thinking government of the Triple C led by the advocate Nelson Chamisa. I think, you know what, our time has come and gone. This has got to be one of the longest episodes we've had, but before we go, there's a map of the Cyclone Freddy that has changed track and now poses a threat to Mozambique and Zimbabwe. And heavy rains are expected from 25 February to 3 March. So let us all be very careful. DJ Prof, you came in just in time for your your comment on the cyclone. If you can go ahead, and we're just wrapping up.
So I think exactly my point is not a comment, but just an advice to the people who are actually that part of the area to be vigilant, and they need to prepare. You see the dates, 24th on Friday. I think that will be the strongest one. That will be at 91 kilometers per hour. I think people vanogara kunzvimbo dzakadzikira ngavakwanise kutsvaka kuti vanoenda kunzvimbo dzakati kwirirei nezvipfuwo zvavo nevana, then vozodzoka kana zvati sererei. So I hope that will happen from Wednesday to Friday, 3 days. Zvakakosha kuchengetedza upenyu hwedu tiri ikoko, because New Zimbabwe wants you, and we want you to be alive by that time. We don't know what will be the magnitude of the cyclone. We know from experience of the last one that we had that devastated the whole area, and people lost life during that time. Tikazoona vamwe baba vakuenda nemasiti ari mundege kunoongorora vanhu vakashaya ikoko, zvinova
Masofa.
vakaisa masofa mundege kunogara vachionawo vakafira vanhu. Hatidi izvozvo. So sechange radio tinoti garai makagadzira. Tinokuramba tichokupa information with regards to it. Muri kuona kuti yakachinja direction now. Yakanga ichifangoenda somewhere. So as soon as patinenge tangowana information, we'll come and give it to you as soon as possible, kuti kuti zvinhu zvedu zvitifambire zvakanaka, tisarasikirwa noupenyu hwevanhu, nekuti upenyu hwakakosha. I thank you.
Thank you so much, DJ Prof. But I think, thank you, our listeners and viewers. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for the comments and interacting with us. It's unfortunate we could not go through all the comments that were there. But maybe just before we go, can we have maybe just 2 or 3 comments that Champion Loveness can just read through, and then we can bid let's bid our listeners and viewers bye. Then Champion Loveness can read the comments, and then we can close out like that. Then it's smarter, it's quicker. So thank you so much for joining us. Myself, Sophia Tekwani, and the rest of the team will also say bye to you. See you again, same time, same place next week. Have a good night. DJ, Prof, and Champion Estella, you want to say bye to the viewers?
No, thank you. I thought you done it with me on behalf of the Change Radio crew, and we are saying bye, and also the team, the Tinker team that has been making this radio going well. And we are online and we are working with the technology. So you see, that's why we managed to get everyone around the world to be on radio. And thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, DJ Prof. Champion is still a one man, one vote.
I want this was no democracy, actually. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, our listeners, for joining us and staying with us. We wish you an absolutely blessed week, and remember to encourage people to register to vote. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Thanks. Champion Loveness, your goodbyes, and then maybe you can read the comments and then you can say goodbye and close us out after that.
Okay. So this comment from Martha Nokwara, she's saying, I also lost my retirement pension, 56,000 with Old Mutual got $8 is madness. Wow, that's bad.
Wow.
And then we've got this one from Owen Kudakwashe Due. Tosvike pine zanu PF nyika ichiparara asi ivo vachitora mari dzematax ivo vachitora mari dzemataxpayers vachiita zvavanoda vachipa mamillions emadhora vasingasungwe asi vanorwira upenyu hwevana veZimbabwe. Baba Job Wewa still vatongwa. Vatongwi vanondipa hasha vanhu veZanu PF. Yeah, sure, zvinopa hasha because it's not being fair. And this one from Albert Masuku. Nelson Chamisa is our next president this year, and register and vote Zimbabwean citizens of changes. And then from Mako Kambeza, vanhu vatishada, how can we allow this clueless killer and a face inenge to rule us? He's actually making our country a joke. Okay. People are angry. You know, when someone is angry, when someone is angry, can say anything.
I just want to look. I want to say to my bums, I'm at say.
He imagines how ugly they must look.
Yeah. Maybe because you know that is Hakamira say.
Order. Honorable members, you're out of order.
No, I think we are fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Champion Agnes, your goodbyes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Let me just thank my fellow panelists for taking your time to be in this program. And let me also thank our viewers and listeners for being with us, sacrificing your time to follow us. Please keep on following us, like and share our program. And every Sunday on this program, Change Radio News Review, during the week. So, parish noti muswere zvakanaka, murare zvakanaka, mushande zvakanaka, depending on where you are, what you're doing, matimane nyika. So, kwandiri ndinoti good night.
Thank you. And Mambo Soshe as well. Thank you. Mufambe zvakanaka.
Yeah, pana sisi vai vayanga vatibate. Anzi Askana what?
Julia Scanner.
Julia Scanner tinovada panapa radio next week vange vachi
Yes.
live vambotaura nevanhu. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
But in the face of unfair and unfair conditions, I don't think the